Okay, fellow warriors, this is Uncle Bob again, talking to you about the Total Battle game. And this is our fourth video in this series of new players. Now, what I promised you last Friday was that we would go into the battlefield and see what kind of trouble we could get there and what we can learn there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. Now this little icon right here, you see it? You see my arrow? This little icon right here will take you to the battlefield, what we call the wilds. And first we got to get through all the sales pitch stuff. All right, and here we go. Here's my city, the outside view. And we have several different types of monsters in this whole ordeal. Let me see if I can pull up. This is the watchtower. And what you can do is you can go through here and determine what type of monsters you want to look for. And you can also determine, let me activate that. Yeah, it's one of the things you have to pay for. You can see here it costs 10K gold a day, 25K gold every 7 days. I would recommend buying the 7 days. And I recommend that you go ahead and do that every week. Now, I haven't talked about clans yet, and we need to kind of talk about clans, but let's do that tomorrow. But for today, let's talk about monsters. So here we have common, rare, heroic, and citadels are like monster cities, and they're actually all elvish. So if we take these away, have the elvish collected there, and they start at 15. Here's a 15 level citadel here, Elven Citadel. And if you open that, let's go back to that yet. Hang on a second. I want to show you something else about that. Now, you look at this, that's the level 15. This tells you you're going to get a key. And this right here tells you the distance. And you have to forgive me, my shakes have come back. So this is important because right at the beginning, you're not going to be able to take down an Elvish 15, level 15 Citadel. But let's go to it real quick. And if you notice, when I open this, this shows you what you're going to get. A potential of 290K Valor points, 580K experience points. Now remember, the experience points are what grows your hero and your captains. I'll give you an example here. This is experience points. To get to the next level for my hero, I've got to reach 325,346,691 Valor points. But right now, I'm maybe a third of the way through. So this, let me exit out of here. And the captains also have the same thing. They have to get experience points to go to the next level, and that, and so on and so forth. Now, here, this gives you 580,000 experience points, 290,000 Valor points, which is what you need for the academy here. All this runs on Valor points. So I have 22.9 billion Valor points. Believe it or not, that's not going to get me very far at my level. But all these run on Valor points. So let's get back to the monster here. So if I say attack, and by the way, Let me show you something else here real quick. I'm going to close that again. If I can get to it. And let's push this over a little bit. If I open this little icon here, it looks like almost like a medical sign. If I open that up, over here you could see some of the different bonuses we can get. So if I go down here to experience points and I turn that on, I can turn this on for 100% value for 1 hour. I'll just go ahead and do that. And then if I go down here to Valor Points, I think I'm out of Valor Points. Oh, no, I've got some. I'll go ahead and turn that on as well. And then I might as well go ahead and turn on my Conquest Points. Ain't going to help me. When I'm fighting monsters, it's experience and Valor Points. Conquest Points are fighting other players. But I can turn on my Strength. It won't help much to turn on my Army Health right now. March Speed, I can turn one of those on to help me go a little faster, 50% faster for 1 hour duration. So here's my Monster Citadel, my Elven Citadel. I'm going to open that. I'm going to press attack. And here I don't have to send them all, but why not? Here's the monsters. Now here's what I want to show you. If I open up any of these, let's go ahead and open this one. This is an elemental monster, and it's based on the elves, melee. So you have melee, you have archers, and you have riders. And then you have elementals, and well, those are the main deal, but melees, archers, spears, or those are melee actually, and ponies, riders. Now, right down here it shows you, first of all, it has a health unit, 1 unit of health for 219,000 points, and the strength is 73,000 points. Initiative is important because whoever has the highest initiative will allow you to attack first. And its leadership is 77. But right here, strength against ranged units, strength against dragons. This is important. Ranged units is an extra 55% on top of their base value. Let's get out of that for a minute. Here are their walls. Strength against melee units, 100%. Strength against ranged units, 100%. Now these are on top of their strength. So 100% of 10,000 is 20,000. You know, 100%, 10,000 plus 10,000 is 20,000. Same with ranged and same with mounted. So we got melee, ranged, and mounted here. Strength against range, 65. And this one's going to be against range and siege engines. I forgot to mention them. Against melee. And these will be against melee. Now, one thing I didn't mention, oh, I didn't mean to get out of that. It's when I click attack here. I didn't mention flyers, but none of these had flyers in them. But I am going to need catapults. And one of them did have strength against catapults. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to choose my war chickens or battle griffins. I call them war chickens. They have the ability to do double damage, 8% chance of double damage. Health is plus 644% of my health here. So they're going to be hard to kill. So I'm going to select all of those. I'm going to select all of these. And the rest of these, that's pretty much all I'm going to need to kill this thing. Although it looks like that I would need a whole bunch. But if you notice, I have level 6 war chickens and level 5 in my catapults. So most of these guys are level 1s and level 2s. I shouldn't have a problem with that at all. So let's go ahead and start the march and see what happens. March is 26 minutes. Let's speed that up a little bit. It's down to 46 seconds before it hits this. While we're waiting, we can go down here and click our help button for our buddies. We've got gifts and stuff there in our clan icon. Quests that we've taken care of. We've opened 10 clans gifts already. We've already helped 20 clan mates. These are our daily jobs. I think I've showed you those before. Here he comes. And we won. Had we not won, he would have taken off real fast and the Citadel would still be there. Now this shows I have injuries. So let's just open that up and see what our injuries. We lost 7 war chickens, or griffins, and we lost 28 cats. That's not bad, really. I'm going to go ahead and revive them. These are potions that come out of the temple. I'll revive him. I'm going to go over here and revive my griffins. Now, let's take a look at the battle report. Here's the report. I want you to notice we got double of the valor that we were supposed to get and double of the XP. I got 1.34 million XP instead of the 600 or something thousand XPs that we were expecting, and we were only expecting 200 and something thousand valor points. So when I opened up those bonuses, it works on the monsters. Okay. Now let's go on down here and let's see how we did. All right. I did have my artifacts, and we'll talk about artifacts a little later. But for right now, let's show our details. So our very first attack, we got the first strike, and that is so important. If you don't get the first strike, more often than not, you're going to lose. We got the first strike, and we killed all of their wall defenses. Then we got the second strike, and we killed all of their elementals. Well, then it's their turn. 47 of their elves were able to kill 3 of my chickens. And then my catapults killed nearly the rest of their elves. Their elvish monster came in here and killed 2 of my chickens. They're going to get a couple of strikes here. They went ahead and struck 3 times. I came back in and killed the rest of their elvish monsters. You see how this is going? Is it going back and forth? And then they get 3 more shots. Or 2 more shots, because one of their monsters is dead. And we finished them off with our catapults. So, it was a good battle for us. We still lost a few troops, but we gained a lot more than they lost. That's how that works. Now, at some point, I'm going to show you how to even narrow that down more by counting your monsters' strength and health. For example, we can go in here, all right? We can go here, and just by looking at their numbers, we can do the math and figure out how many units of my troops will it take to kill this particular bear with minimal losses. And that'll leave less losses than we had just now. But that's how you kill monsters. I'm going to go back to my city. Enter city. Now remember a couple of things I told you that'll keep you from being attacked. Keeping these low. Food, you're never going to be able to keep the food low. The rest of these I can keep down below near 100,000 or less. They can't take my gold. And that's too high on my silver. I need to get that down a little bit. But this is one of those things that they can take, the ingots. So I need to go ahead and pay my taxes. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click taxes. I've showed you this before, but I'm going to go ahead and pay those taxes back down to 0. It won't take me long to get back up there. In my city, I create over 30,000 ingots a day. So I got to do this a couple times a day to keep from being a target. So there we are with killing monsters. I'm going to cut this video short on there, and we'll continue on tomorrow. And I think tomorrow we'll talk about captains, and the captains you really need and the captains you don't necessarily need. Until then, fellow warriors, this is Uncle Bob signing off at my clan citadel, keeping hidden from all the bad guys. Talk to you tomorrow.